In World of Warcraft, most heroes gain XP by doing quests, gathering for professions, or killing monsters. But not this one. Meet Dunstuck, a hero who's taking on Azeroth one dungeon at a time. He'll spend his entire journey locked to solo dungeons and the gear he can find inside them. And his ultimate goal, completing every single dungeon in the game. This is Dungeonlocked. Now, the first thing I need to figure out was what class Dunstuck was going to be. There are 10 non-hero classes to choose from. Immediately I can eliminate any class with a tanking spec, as the extra bulk is going to be required for soloing. So that cuts the list in half. The next thing we're going to need is a class with a good amount of sustain. With that I can eliminate Warrior, as there's very little of it in its early levels. With that we have 3 classes left: Druid, Paladin, and Monk, all of which are solid options. But I decided to take on this challenge as a Paladin, as in its early levels it gives you spells like Word of Glory, Lay on Hands, and Divine Shield, all powerful defensive abilities that are really going to come in handy when trying to solo. With that out of the way and our character created, it was time to start the challenge. Now, one small issue that we faced immediately is the earliest 2 dungeons, Deadmines and Ragefire Chasm, both have a level requirement of 7. So to get around this we will level normally until 7. While we are leveling, no gear gained will be kept and we will enter the Deadmines with only our starting gear. While Dunstuck levels, let's take some time to talk about this challenge in detail. I've always loved doing dungeons in this game. I think they're some of the best content Blizzard has made, but I find a lot of the dungeon experience is mindless. You'd queue for them and just W key your way through to the end, not concerned about pull size or any mechanics. So I figured restricting myself to solo dungeons lets me get the most out of them. I'll have to manage pulls, skip enemies where needed, and read boss mechanics most don't know exist. Now let's break down the rules. Number 1, I can only equip gear obtained from dungeons. Number 2, no killing enemies or doing quests outside dungeons. Number 3, no crafting gear. Number 4, no buying anything from vendors outside of dungeons. 5, no out-leveling dungeons. And 6, dungeons must be completed in expansion order. One exception is exploration XP, but only if you get it while traveling to a dungeon. And one final note for this video as a whole. While editing, I realized I didn't record any game audio. It's unfortunate, but I didn't want to restart and have inauthentic reactions to things, so I apologize for that. I promise it will be fixed in the next episode. But it looks like Dunstuck just hit level 7, so guess it's time to enter the Deadmines. So now that we're here, the reason I went with Deadmines rather than Ragefire, besides the fact that one of them is an Ogrimmar, was what was lying by the entrance, and that was a Quartermaster. This allowed us to sell trash drops we got and buy bags. Another perk is that every single Deadmines boss has a quest for killing them. So after bags were bought and quests were taken, it was the moment of truth. Would this be possible? Could the starting gear even give enough stats to let a level 7 beat a dungeon elite? Surprisingly, yes. It was actually very doable. Elites alongside regular enemies took a while, but there was very little risk of death if I managed my cooldowns properly. Just use your standard DPS rotation and flashlight when you're low, and these guys are no problem. So I continued clearing out the ogres and kobolds, and eventually we reached the ogre bodyguards. This was another test, 2 elites at once. Also turns out very doable. You just have to take it slow and heal when needed, but we can whittle them both down slowly. Then, just past them, we reach our first boss, Glubtalk.
Glubtalk, show you the power of the arcade.
Glubtalk has 3 attacks in this first phase. Fists of Frost, which empowers attacks to slow you. Fists of Fire, which knock you up in the air when he hits you. This one's really annoying because it can knock you out of your heal. And finally, Blink, which he will always cast at the end of one of his fist abilities. This makes him teleport near you, and he will always start casting a fist ability when he appears near you, making it a good time to get some hits in. Then, phase 2 of Glubtalk is Arcane Power, where he levitates in the air and shoots fire and ice attacks all over the arena. This is all AoE and not targeted, making it very simple to avoid and get hits in. Glubtalk was also very doable. Just kite him around and he can't really get to us. Man, this challenge is going to be a cakewalk. Did he just despawn? Surely that has to be a fluke. Let's just try it again. Surely it was just a one-off. No, it just happened again. Okay, what if I just fight him one-on-one in his arena and spam heal? Looks promising at first, but definitely not enough mana to try and kill him this way. This was going to be a problem. Oh wait, I know. Those explosive barrels and cannons in the first room. Maybe those will give us enough DPS to kill him before he despawns. Nope, he vanishes the second a barrel hits him or you get in a cannon. We did get a weapon upgrade though when we re-cleared the room to get the barrels back. So after this, I decided I needed to take a step back and go to the drawing board. The way I saw it, I had two main options: grind ogres in the starting room until we get more greens and upgrade our gear, or pivot to Ragefire. It was a tough decision. On one hand, I didn't want to mindlessly kill ogres praying for good drops, but on the other hand, I really did not want to do the corpse walk all the way to Ragefire. So I decided I'll grind out ogres to level 8. As I get Judgment rank 2 at that level, and whatever greens I get are a welcome bonus. And if it still isn't doable at that point, I'll just head to Ogremar and see if Ragefire's the play. So here's the highlights of the grind. Oh, damn. Oh, Red Defias Mask. If we're rogue. Oh, that is not a upgrade in any way. Oh. Oh. I've entered too many dungeons recently. That's gonna put an end to the grind for now, I guess.
The next day.
We're not locked out anymore, we can actually finish getting level 8. No, very close. 7 XP off. A kobold we should get it from the cannon. So here should be level 8. There we go. So with level 8, that means we can equip our new gear, Judgment got upgraded to rank 2, and we even got access to 2 new dungeons, Shadowfang Keep and Wailing Caverns. Both have quests in a much less linear layout compared to the Deadmines, making both good fallback options if Glovtuck is still unkillable. Well, it was finally time for the moment of truth. Was Glovtuck going to be killable with the new gear and level? Time to find out. It seems to be working. He has not despawned. I think I just have to keep him more in this room. Okay, it's almost at 50. Oh my god, that was so close. Oh, what's happening? Okay, phase 2, I think. Okay, this is much easier. Just like no damage. Yes! Yes, dude! Yes! Let's go! And with that, we had successfully defeated our first dungeon boss, and got a cape for it. And honestly, after watching this back, I think I was just kiting poorly in my first attempts. This definitely would have been doable at level 7. But anyways, with that finished, I started clearing the next trash packs. They weren't much more difficult. They hit a little harder and clumped together a bit tighter, but it was very manageable. After I finished clearing out goblins, I got to the door of the next boss, but guarding it was 2 oaf bodyguards. But they shouldn't be a problem. Those ogre ones guarding Glubtuck weren't too difficult. Oh my god, they do so much damage. I kept trying this, but this was another wall. Dare I say a bigger one than Glubtuck. This was not doable with our gear. I couldn't kite them because they throw axes, and I couldn't fight them normally. You can't even run past and skip them. I tried. I kept trying this for a while, but eventually I decided to go for a pivot. So I decided to start corpse walking to Ragefire, and man did it ever take forever. While we make our way to Ragefire, I wanted to shout out you for watching this far. This is my first attempt at making a video, and I know it's a little rough around the edges, but I hope you're getting as much out of watching this as I am recording it. And I'd really appreciate it if you left any feedback you may have in the comments, as I really want to try to make this the best series I can. Well, it seems like we're almost there, so we better get back to it. So, after I arrived, I took the quest and began clearing the trash towards the first boss. Luckily, it was just as simple as standard mobs were in the Deadmines. Just manage my cooldowns and I'll be just fine. Then, I arrived at the first boss of Ragefire Chasm, Adderog. Now, Adderog only has 2 attacks. The first is Inferno Charge, which I'm questioning if it's even real, and as I don't think he did it a single time when I fought him, but it's supposed to make him charge you and knock you in the air, I think. And the second one is Flame Breath, where he charges up and deals fire damage to you if you're standing too close when he finished casting it. Pretty simple, no phase 2 like Glubtuck. So I hopped right into fighting him, and he turned out to be pretty simple. You just kite him around, deal damage with Judgment and Consecration, and wait till he uses Fire Breath to get around him to make him change direction. You know, this seems to be working pretty well. Oh, that was close. Oh, this is close too. Not casting Fire Breath. No. Then you decide to do it the second I heal. Okay, we're really close here. Honestly, yeah, I think we can just face tank him here. Really awkward if I die doing this. Let's go! First try! This is way easier than Deadmines. And bracers. Color Spike bracers. Hell yeah, dude. And just like that, our first Ragefire boss was down, and I was already feeling way more confident in clearing this dungeon than I did Deadmines. So I continued moving forward. Trash was pretty simple till the next boss. I was a little sketched out about fighting these 3 elites at once, but I was able to clear them pretty good. Then we arrived at the second boss, Corinthal. Corinthal also only has 2 attacks. First up is Twisted Elements, which is essentially just Shadow Ball. He charges up a shot and shoots it at you. It hurts, but it also lets us get distance from him. The second attack is Shadow Storm, where he stops and channels a spell that drops shadows around him. This is our best window to deal damage, and I figured he'd be a pretty straightforward kite boss, so I hopped in. The first few attempts went poorly. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should try kiting him next time instead of just standing still. Oh, it's so unlucky my heal didn't go through. Oh, I choked so bad. I choked so bad, dude. I made some stupid mistakes, but eventually got the strategy down. Kite him around, healing when needed while he casts Twisted Elements, and whenever he casts Shadow Storm, attack him and repeat till he's dead. Holy. Oh my goodness, dude. Oh my god, that was close. Come on. Let's go. Dark Ritual Cape. It gives exactly the same stats as what we have, but it's red, matches our shirt, so we'll equip that. Let's go. That's 2 down. The next couple trash packs were all groups of 3. A little scary, but I was able to clear them with only 1 death. After a few of them, we arrived at our next boss, Slagmaw. Slagmaw only has 1 ability. You know what? Cut the cool breakdown. This guy's a joke. He has 2 mechanics. He spits lava at where you were, and he goes around the arena. Nothing special here. Literally just stick to him and melee him down. Yeah, this one seems pretty simple. Just kind of strafe and he can't really hit you. And there we go, and level 9. That one was really easy, really free, not a lot of mechanics. Then we get to equip our 2-hander, which should increase our damage. And we get the flame-seared carapace. That's a big upgrade. Easy peasy, 3 down. And we ding 9, which means we get to equip that sword we've been holding on to. And finally, all that separated us from our first dungeon completion was a couple packs of trash mobs, and 1 last boss. The trash was simple and quick, but it looked like the boss would be our hardest yet. Meet Lava Guard Gordov. He has 3 abilities. The first is Seismic Slam, where he hits the ground around him, dealing damage and knocking you back. The second was the most annoying one, Ground Rupture, where he charges up for a second and knocks you up in the air. But unlike Seismic Slam, he can hit you with this anywhere. So if you're kiting, he can hit you with this and slow you down all while he keeps moving. And finally, the scariest ability is Enrage. When he reaches 30% health, he gains plus 30% attack speed and plus 10% damage. This is a death sentence if he gets on top of you. We'll have to try to avoid him at all costs when this activates. The first few attempts went poorly. I tried fighting him straight up and died. I tried kiting him and died. Nothing seemed to work. Eventually I decided to try kiting him around the cliff beside him, and this was actually very effective. And so the process of whittling him down began. Okay, this seems to work. Barring despawning due to leaving his boss arena, I think this will work. It's gonna take a very long time, but I think it's doable. Oh, I did not like how close that was, but we are alive. Okay. 1,000 health left. Lock in. Okay, I think it's going for the kill. Let's go! That's a whole dungeon down. We've cleared an entire dungeon. I don't think I've ever even put that much mechanical thought into a non-base game boss. I had done it. One entire dungeon, cleared solo with only equipment found inside dungeons. I was overjoyed with this feat and was happy to cross Ragefire Chasm off our list of classic dungeons. And with that, bring today's episode to a close. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave any feedback in the comments. I hope to catch you in the next episode of Dungeonlocked.